guys, Coral Blind Wave. I'm Eric.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Aaron.
And we're back. And we are Invincible. Don't test it, though. Only on Aaron. Last time, because of the joke, Aaron, I'm trying to threaten you. Remember that? It was fun.
It was fun beating the shit out of you.
Last time on Invincible, we had a confession of love.
Interrupted confession of interest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We stole the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, that is.
They future people did.
Doc Seismic or whatever, he took all the superheroes down to the molten Earth, and then he showed his molten alliance, but some dead people stopped him.
Yep.
And Batman.
And Batman.
That was great.
What? I get freaked out from that. Is Cecil?
It
Looked like his hair.
like
didn't
Cecil hair.
Is it young Cecil?
Oh,
It looks like
maybe,
young
yeah.
Cecil. Yeah.
Back in time. Maybe he's still in Declaration of Independence.
Namaste, friend. How can I help you find inner peace today?
Thanks for asking, but I think it's a little late for that.
Oh, shit.
All of you. Now!
No peace! Is he like an agent?
Yeah.
It's like
Seems like he's a government or.
it's like the best cartoon handgun positioning I've seen.
Tip was a bust. Repeat, Tip was a bust.
What's in the safe?
Crack it.
Or maybe...
Roll sleight of hand.
Never mind. Tip was not a bust.
Namaste.
Nah, I'm gonna keep you in here.
Namaste in the ground.
You found us,
Electra.
but you found us too late.
Where'd she get the hood
She
from?
got changed quick, dude. Awesome.
No one's coming, and they never will.
That's code. Dang, she disarmed you,
Took off her clothes.
put on a hood, redid her hair.
Yes, Cecil.
I thought you could teleport.
Well, he doesn't have it yet.
We shall return to the natural, the divine.
Lady, you don't know people.
You left yourself so exposed.
Man, it must be nice that those probes come out on their own.
That's a different
Seems I returned just in time.
Tip was a bust my ass. It was code for come stop these nut jobs.
Life on this plane is only a distraction.
What the hell are you doing?
You're gonna blow it up.
Fear of death will never keep us from our destiny.
I appreciate they both don't!
No!
Sure.
It's not like he has a ton of armor.
Who designed theirs first, you think?
He was messing with it. Did he do anything?
Oh, stomach first. Ugh.
Oh my god, it took their skin off. Just the skin.
They are so exposed.
This is why he's all
Face gets
fucked up.
caught.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man.
What's it do? Turn it
Skin
into,
is melting off.
turn it into oil?
Ah!
Oh, shit.
Help him! Quick! Oh!
That's
Man, I thought I got a little fucked up. Not completely fucked up.
How many did we lose?
We would have lost thousands if it wasn't for you.
That answered my question.
Some of the gas drifted into the market before we could get it contained. 17.
Okay.
A fraction of what it would have been. We won, Cecil. Glad to see the artificial skin took, by the way. Except I'm gonna need my money back. They missed a spot.
It was all that was left of my real skin. They wanted to replace it, but I wouldn't let them.
Leave me, Step. That's in order.
We're almost to the safe room.
fucking lizard
One of the
league.
lizard guys.
Early are we?
Shoot him in the jaw. Yes.
Oh.
They work for us now.
They're insane.
They were.
They were reformed?
I'm telling you,
So
there's a
I
bunch of
fixed
people
them.
that works for Cecil that are just controlled or reprogrammed. They're brainwashed.
The reform.
You didn't like it back then either.
Director?
They should be in prison or dead.
They're making up for their mistakes.
Mistakes, that's what you call
They
it?
killed 17 people. Well,
I don't work with criminals. Not even if they're...
Invincible.
So now what, Calvin?
he got reprogrammed.
There's a lot of blood in this prison.
Is that his roommate?
How's he getting the door?
Hey, Sally.
Looks getting cleaned up. Oh, that's how he gets up.
Boss, you got a visitor.
Boss.
I'm stepping down as GDA director, moving over to a new special projects group. I want you to replace me.
No wonder they want you out.
There were 3 deaths a week in this place before you got here.
He's literally cleaned it up.
I can't force you to see things how they really are. But here's what you still don't understand. You can be the good guy. Or the guy who saves the world. You can't be both.
Who are you helping right now? You see things one way and you won't make room for any other viewpoint. You threaten people who disagree with you.
I don't threaten.
No? Because you're scaring the shit out of me right now.
What is this? You think you can shut me up?
Mark?
I feel like you're proving his point.
Stand down and we can talk this over.
He probably has hundreds.
Oh, jeez.
I'm on the back foot.
And who knows how much white room is behind him? There could be like 10 just come and grab him real quick.
Jeez, he blew that one up.
Donated bodies.
Is that all you got?
Why did you have to ask that, kid?
Oh, now it's the red room.
Don't, Mark. I'm warning you.
Yeah. He learned that from the one crab thingy last season.
Go home.
We are so far past reasonable.
Jesus!
It shuts his powers off.
Long way to fall from.
Maybe it makes him
Or just-
unconscious or something. You know?
yeah.
I don't know.
Just makes it to where he can't concentrate on flying.
He just follows from the ground. It's crazy.
Kid's off leash. I don't want to bring him down if I don't know where he's going to hit.
He's in the wilderness now.
Yeah, I like that Jason.
Shit. We can't have them involved.
Who?
Them? Guardians of the Globe?
Maybe. Weren't they in a mountain like that?
Yeah.
Back whenever?
The new me takes your feedback and thanks you for your constructive criticism before ignoring it completely. Holy shit!
Uh-oh.
Mark?
Don't be so goddamn dramatic.
I'm not going.
I wasn't asking.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god! What
This
the
makes
hell?
me feel very uncomfortable.
What are you...
Yeah, this is a bit of a problem.
What the actual fuck?
Stand down. All of you. I said this doesn't concern you.
Hell, it doesn't.
Optics-wise, this is not good.
Robot looks so happy.
Yeah.
Fuck this!
Wait, is there a button for all of them?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, how many times have each of them been in the hospital?
Like, both sides of this is just so messy.
Yeah. Don't miss.
No.
Oh.
God damn it, Rex.
It had a dead man switch. With the control destroyed, it can't be turned off. I'm attempting to block the frequency.
And now they're all punching her like a Flash.
Frequency blocked.
Doesn't seem like they're shutting down.
Shut them down.
So not pulling punches anymore.
Nope. The last Guardians of the Globe saw this kind of stuff, but it was them.
As for the rest of you,
And can you stop them?
work for you again. We're done.
I told Cecil if he goes near you or Oliver or anyone else I care about, I'd kill him.
Oh, Mark.
Well, why didn't you kill him already? Then you wouldn't have to worry.
Oh, buddy.
We don't kill people. Not in this family. Never.
Okay. But you need help now, right?
But Dad killed people, and Brother killed people.
Eve, when I met you, I thought you were amazing. Like, right away. But you were with Rex. So I pushed those feelings down. Then I started dating Amber, and it was great, and I fell in love with her, but what I felt for you never totally went away.
A high school crush isn't enough, Mark.
That's not fair. You know it's more than that.
I don't know. That's the problem.
He never has on a shirt.
Mark faced consequences for once. Good. Cecil's always gone soft on him. Just like his father.
Mark's dad almost killed him, you dick.
All he had to do was follow orders. Like we all do.
But I've seen most of you not follow orders. Many times, in fact.
The Guardians are the best superheroes in the world! It's a privilege and an honor to work here! Yes, there's hardship. Yes, there's sacrifice. If you children don't like that, get out!
Ooh, that's a great idea. Because I'd rather quit than work one more day with a sanctimonious, bootlicking, hypocritical prick like you.
The door is over there.
You heard him. Who's coming?
No more Mark, no more Guardians.
Yeah.
I can't work for a man I don't trust.
I'm staying.
Robot.
I'm sorry, Immortal.
Immortal, are you sure you want to leave it like that?
They'll be back.
I don't think so.
Yeah, something like that really sticks with you.
Well, yeah, like, was there anything in my head?
Yeah.
You know?
Should I have done more to stop Sinclair? I could have stopped him forever.
Mark! You couldn't have known what would happen.
I should have.
If you killed him, you'd be just like him.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell the girl you're leaving for her.
Good advice. I'll consider it.
But, as much as you like her, there's something else.
I don't know what you mean.
He kind of wants to stay, but she's going, so he wants to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Invincible is the most powerful superhero on the planet.
Hey, now.
It's a simple fact. And someday, I might need him on my side.
You always were a cold fish, man. But I'll miss you.
It's a calculation.
Mm-hmm.
4 heroes.
So this is it then.
It's better this way.
We have the reanimant on standby if you need backup, and you can hold tryouts for new members soon. But I also have another suggestion.
Oh, Darkwing.
Mm-hmm.
Director Stedman, welcome to the GDA.
He looks
My name is
Mark
Ferguson.
One!
Exactly
I'll be your
the
number
same.
one.
I'll be your number one. That's...
It literally says
Yeah.
Excuse me, sirs. There's a situation. No match in our system, sir. We don't know who this is, or if they're friendly or not.
Oh, is this the first time Omni-Man showed up?
Yeah.
Jeez!
Well, now.
As long as he saves lives, I don't give a damn about his motivations. But track his movements, sort of file, and get the eggheads working on countermeasures. We'll figure out why he's really here. We can be the good guys, or we can be the guys that save the world. We can't be both.
Hey,
Hey,
can we talk?
sure.
When I was lying on the ground with that sound drilling into my head, the only thing I could think about was you.
I need you to be sure.
I am. I mean it. I'm an idiot for not realizing it sooner.
Okay.
Okay?
So are we dating or what?
Yes. I mean, if you want to, I definitely want to. Okay.
That's nice.
See, that's the kind of thing I needed him to say.
Yeah.
That. Like, why do you want this? And here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like there was so much of this that, like, I was just trying to absorb everything from the Cecil stuff. Like, there was just so much for, like, trying to get into his head. Like, there's so many times where I'm like, I totally understand what he's doing and why he's doing it. Especially if you're just a dude in this world of all these superpowered people. And this guy can be as strong as his dad was, who you couldn't stop. So if you get a chance to be able to, like, put in a preventative measure, is that a good idea, you know?
Yeah.
I like
Would it be irresponsible of you not to do that? Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But then there's also the idea, too, of, like, you know, trying to... even in the reform that we talked about, where it's like, are you taking away... Like, you keep saying brainwashed, but, like, we don't necessarily know what they're doing. And the reform for Cecil was, like, he was put into this terrible prison for punishment and turned it around.
Yeah.
And is now doing something with all these terrible people where they're not killing people every day, right? And, like, that's in a way, his reform. Yeah. And also, he's looking at these terrible people as, like, well, we all live here, we'll live here together, right? He kind of reformed the prison a little bit.
He did, yeah. And he definitely gets results. You know, I like that he had that distinction, or he was trying to get it across to Mark. It's like, yes, I actually do believe that you'll be a good person, but I can't trust that because someone has to not do that. Well, you know, it doesn't mean we're not friends. It doesn't. I don't think that you won't be, but I'm literally the last line of defense if you're not.
Yeah.
So it's unfair to the rest of the world that trusts me in my position.
And you have Cecil and Mark who both use the line, people change.
People change.
Right? Like, they both said that. It's like, why don't you trust me? It's like, people change. You just said people can change, you know? Like, what happens when you do side in your dad, like in all the other scenarios last season that we saw of all the other Marks and stuff, you know? Like, Mark was, like, always bad.
Yeah. Whenever Omni-Man went bad, Mark went bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm putting a lot of faith in Cecil's experience over Mark's experience, but I mean, You gotta be like, we have to be able to trust Cecil too, and if he's not saying these things that's happening, it's hard.
Yeah. Well, and like in the Guardians, like everything they're saying, I get.
Yeah.
Like all the ones you're like worried about, like, can I trust Cecil? Is there a thing in my head that at some point he could just use because he's afraid of the things I could do?
Yeah.
But then I also get like on Samson and Immortal's side when they're talking about it, where it's like, yeah, but he had to use it because he was doing these, like he threw the first punch.
He did.
Yeah.
Every time he got more aggressive is when those bots showed up
and
then stood in his way and then grabbed his arm to be like, stop moving closer to him. Because it's one of those things of like, he is so strong and powerful comparatively. So when he does the microaggressions, those can be so big.
I mean, Cecil's not wrong about his ego. Like, he did not like being challenged. He did not like Cecil thinking, if I have to, I can stop you.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, I'm Omni-Man's son. You can't really. And that got to him.
Sure. He wanted to prove it to Cecil as much as to himself.
Which is proving Cecil's point.
Yeah. After fighting and going, is that all you got?
Exactly. Yeah. The ego snuck in.
You thought you could take me? Yeah.
I don't feel any ego from Cecil. Not to say that there isn't any there.
It feels like a man with a mission
Yeah.
to protect Earth
Yeah.
and doing anything he could to do it.
It does feel more duty-bound than it is egotistical. I don't know if I can say the same for Mark, necessarily.
But like the things he's also showing is also at the same time, I mean, for the most part, I guess, better than what we see on like the bad guy side, right? Like Cecil, instead of taking them and throwing them into prison forever or killing them, is trying to reform them and not make their life a waste and turn it into something positive.
Sure.
Right?
Like he's
that's
using the
idea.
resources of them for the benefit of everyone.
Yeah.
Rather than just, honestly, losing resources by keeping them alive and imprisoned.
Yeah. Like in a perfect world, if people could go to prison and be reformed to where they're like, I don't want to kill people anymore, or I don't want to, do whatever the bad thing is that gets them into prison.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just start robbing people all the time. I'm gonna stop doing that. I feel better about that.
So
that's the preferred thing, right? Versus them just indefinitely staying in prison.
It's like it's the enigma of fairness, because the world's not fair, but we want to treat each other fairly.
Sure.
So if this person transgressed against me, they shouldn't have the next chance, even though the next chance can be fair. Or another chance can be fair.
Sure.
Especially when we consider that Mark has been given those, but
it's like
if it's frustrating. Our boxes don't work.
If driving, a mother swerves, miss a deer, hits a car and kills people, and then she goes to prison for life because of the deaths that she caused, but now her kids also don't have a mother.
Yeah.
There's like this weird thing where it's like, is it fair that she did this and it wasn't like she was intending to?
Sure.
But
there's always secondary consequences to the primary consequence, right?
Yeah. So like, what is the fairness in that? Where it's like, well, you killed this guy's mom, so you should go to jail, but now you're also just making another family with no kids.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even like it was a murder. It was
the only.
There's always like a weirdness to those kind of things.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I want to be like, well, what's the fix for all this? Because it sounds like there's just a necessary problem that we have to bend to Cecil's experience and authority.
Sure.
But, like, is there a version of this where, like, Cecil doesn't keep all the secrets, but by the nature of keeping it a secret, he keeps it an advantage?
Yeah.
No one will ever find out the things that he has up his sleeve if he doesn't show it.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I can't tell Mark what I have to fight him in case I need to fight him.
But by that very problem, you have to prioritize that over your trust in Mark.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unwinnable.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, if both sides can be like, fine, I think that's the best way to do it. Hey, look at this, Mark.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, maybe Bruce would do this, where it's like, if I ever go bad, this is what you can do to stop me.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you ever go bad, this is what you can do to stop me. If we both give each other our weaknesses and have some kind of an agreement, there is also like a mutual destruction possibility there. But you're trusting each other enough to give your weaknesses for that. And
but
maybe that's
as a sign of trust, Batman destroyed his kryptonite ring.
But he didn't.
He didn't do that. He Ceciled it.
And everyone thinks Batman's a pretty good guy.
I know. Sure. I get you. But they still get pissed off at that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, being in the Guardians boat, is like a weird, fucked up location to be like, what do we do? Do we stay with Cecil or do we leave?
Yeah.
Like, I totally get both sides of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that the guy who sends me on dangerous missions all the time one day might say, yeah, to save the world, we'll lose these guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, not tell them that there could be a better option, but this is what I deem as necessary. And it just feels like one guy makes all the decisions for the whole planet. It also does feel a little bit.
It does.
Sure.
Not great.
And it can feel like he takes unnecessary risk when he can literally put you back together.
Sure.
Even if it's not an unnecessary risk and it was very calculated, it will just feel that way when it's just like, oh, we can just fix all this stuff.
Sure.
But you know what Cecil kind of does too at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Like, while he's like working to make decisions on how to save the world and all these bad things, if people don't really necessarily know about those things too much either, he's kind of giving a peace of mind to people.
He does. Yeah.
Versus everyone having to deal with the same kind of stresses that Cecil's trying to deal with
Sure.
too. You know?
No, yeah.
But I get what you mean where it's like, but what makes you decide on like, we can sacrifice this city to try to save this city.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
like,
not delegating any of the stresses or any of the decision making to other people, because he's like, well, I don't want to rely on someone that I might not be able to trust one day. So that, in fact, is what alienates them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
and there's also something that he said about how these unimaginable, hard to compute decisions not only need to be made, but you do not have time to regret, because the next one needs to be made. The next one needs to be made.
Yeah, and it's all just having as many weapons in your arsenal at any given point as possible, because you don't know what the other guy is going to have.
Yeah. Well, and they also don't know the things that they don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many extraterrestrial, like, monsters and creatures and timelines and, you know, all this stuff where it's like, I had no idea that was going to be a threat.
Yeah.
Now I have to prepare for so much I don't know.
Like, what if Cecil did have a button for each of them? He just didn't. He chose not to use it yet. You know? You don't know what we don't know.
Yeah, it's not necessary at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let him fight it out. I got bodies. I wonder how much.
Like, if the Earth was under attack and he needed to get them in line, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I have this button. You know, I'm gonna Suicide Squad your guys' heads if you don't help me save the planet right now. You know.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like that they use the we can be the good guys or we can be the bad. We can be the guys who save the world, but we can't be both. Like, he's not saying that we need to be bad guys, but like, if it's saving the world or we try to protect, you know, this city, but we lose, and because we don't kind of let that fall and regroup, we can't save the world, you know?
Sure.
Like, who's the guy that has to make those kind of decisions, you know?
The kind of guy that you look at his face and you think you see you're seeing like damage, but really that's like the original. You know, that's the strongest part of him that survived.
Yeah.
You know, he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be tough decisions.
Yeah. A great episode. I loved. I mean, I had no idea that the level of damage he sustained.
Yeah.
You know, in just that one act, that one scene.
And him having to go through the exact same thing with the fist force or force fist or whatever they were, like the Order of the Freeing Fist. Yeah. Like with those people where like they also showed up. He had like the same thing as Mark, where it's like we don't work with murderers, and he killed him.
Yeah.
Which then thus makes him a murderer that is then working there. You know, like what do you mean?
Yeah.
But
I
feel like if he could show that to Mark, like, look, sometimes being a good guy, you have scruples that stops you from doing the necessary things to save more people.
Sure. But I do wonder with the fist people, your point.
Yeah.
Well, they that's a drastic change from being like, he was kind of on the Seismic level, right? Dr. Seismic, where it's like, you're all in league with the capitalism and this and that, and the whole world needs to be shifted. And they kind of felt like they were on that same boat where it's like, we're going to do this, and even if we die, the future generations will, you know, shift all the weight of the burdens and all that kind of stuff.
Like, they'll hear the message and start parting away from the capitalist agenda and regime.
They had
and
a similarity in the way that they were responding to that. But then they were there fighting and protecting and helping.
Like, what seemed like fairly soon after.
Yeah, I don't know, but he didn't seem too much older or anything. But like, what did they go through that changed them? Is it something where like, well, we put them in prison and they kind of shift and change and like, look, you're better. Look what you've done. You're better for what you've been through. Mm-hmm. Or is it we're gonna strap you to this and put some toothpicks in your eyes and program some words that when we say them, you'll do exactly what we want, and that is more Winter Soldiery.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Freight train.
Yeah, it really depends on how they're treated, how the extreme psychological reprogramming, severe psychological reprogramming, how that works.
How that's achieved.
Yeah, like how is Sinclair treated? Like, all those things I think factor into, like, how does Mark actually feel about it? Well, if it's just a knee-jerk reaction, but he doesn't know that...
What does Mark not know?
Yeah.
Mark's like, they took him, and instead of putting him in prison, they gave him a bigger lab. But I'm like, is that what happened? Or what's happened?
Would Mark have understood if he was there for every... It's like, look, Mark, I understand that you don't agree with this, but just trust me for a sec. I'm going to walk you through everything that we've done.
Yeah.
Will he have understood if he was there for that, as opposed to right now he's assuming the worst?
Sure. And then he came in with that upset attitude already.
Yeah.
So he already had that aggressiveness that then Cecil took him to the White Room.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Which became the Red Room. Mm-hmm. And then it got turned into the Red Room.
It's red even when it's white.
It's red when it's white.
Yeah.
It's red and it's white.
Alrighty.
Wonder if Cecil goes to the Blue Room when he's lonely.
Aww. Or the White Room.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of Invincible with us. We have a week to wait for the next one, unfortunately, right?
No.
Oh, there's another one that is going to appear as soon as we can get it up? Huh.
That's how it works. Subscribe.
That's worth a subscription.